Today we're going to look a little bit more at the when. When can we find a start for modern day science fiction at least, and some of the who, some of the people that were involved at the very beginning that actually may help us set a starting date for modern day science fiction. There is one work that almost everybody agrees on is the first real science fiction novel. And that's Frankenstein, A Modern Prometheus by Mary Shelley. Think about it, in Frankenstein, even if you haven't read it, you've probably know the concept of Frankenstein. In Frankenstein, Mary Shelley in the 18th century, in the late 1700s, is writing about, well, it's a very psychological story. There's lots of social issues that she addresses. But crucial to the story is the fact that the scientist, Frankenstein, not the monster, the scientist named Frankenstein is reanimating dead bodies with electricity. And this is a crucial part of the story. You can't just leave that part out or the story would fall apart. There wouldn't be a base of the story. Electricity had been identified at that time. It was not being practically used, it was not being applied in everything as it is today. We did not understand 300 years ago that electricity is actually at the base of, it's the base of all intelligence and brain function. It's the base, some might say, at the base of life. If you think about my brain, works on a couple of trillion neurons firing. Well, what do you mean firing? Those are actually electrical impulses that are working. They're chemically induced, but it's basically attention. That's an electrical impulse that is driving my storage capacity for my memories. It's burnt into, chemically burnt, but using electrical impulses. She foresaw, as many could maybe foresee at that time, she foresaw that there was something about this force that had actually to do with life. And it was a force that she used in her science fiction story to reanimate, as they say, dead flesh and create the monster Frankenstein. But that was a single novel, a single story. Mary Shelley didn't really write after that any number of works that could be classified as science fiction that would apply to our model, and it sort of stands alone. It is considered a science fiction novel, even though it really happens before we get a definition of science fiction, or certainly a body of work that needs its own new definition.